Hey, everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. And tonight we're going to be having on Shane Mess. He's going to be talking about his book, Swarm. So if you guys could give a warm welcome to Shane, that would be awesome. What up, Shane?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Who was the song on that? The intro?
The song is Salem Syndrome. That's by my band Nightmare Nemesis. It's an older song that we did. So I just kind of...
Oh, it's your original song?
Yeah.
Are you the vocals?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm fucking by. I was just thinking, like, I was trying to figure out who it was. Like, because it sounded a little bit like Power Wolf there for a second. I was like, okay, it's not Power Wolf. A little bit more grunge in the vocal there. I was like, I don't know who that is. Hell yeah, man. That's like some good metal shit right there.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, me and my buddy Dave. He is like 90% of the band. I just do like the vocals, you know. But he's the shit, man. Me and him have been in a bunch of bands together for a long time. Yeah. Corey, what up, brother? Oh yeah, what's up, Mo? I just wrenched you up, buddy. Yeah, man, it's awesome to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah, I know we're always like DMing each other, but we have been like on like FaceTime type stuff in a minute.
Right, man. Yeah, it's nice to see you again, man. How's everything going with you right now?
Good, man. I say as far as like, you know, the Swarm stuff, hell, the only thing I got left to do is literally just to make the orders out for, like, you know, the big orders.
Right.
And I still got to get the decal, like a big order of those. But other than that, everything's done. Doing, you know, the boring orders right now. Nothing that's like exciting. Like the I just ordered all the mailing, the mailers. The Gemini mailers.
Oh yeah,
like you know, all the boring stuff you can't really be excited about. But like, yeah, I ordered the mailers and the bags.
It's cool though. It's cool when they come in, dude. You know what I mean? It's exciting. You know, I mean, it's stuff you got to do, but
it's stuff you almost kind of forget about because you're so focused on the comic and stuff. Like you know, get the colors done, get the pages done.
Yeah,
the prints are done, and you're like, fuck, you gotta get the mailers and everything else. You know, you keep thinking of all the small things that you gotta. You know, and October's coming quick because, you know, I said I wanted this to start, you know, mailing out in October, but it looks like I'm there though. So
you getting ready for Halloween?
Yeah, like I said, I just took the girlfriend's kiddos up to Spirit of Halloween because, you know, there's things
that's where I went
popping up everywhere, and you know, it's so funny because like last year, you know, they're 3 and 4, I mean 4 and 5, and last year. They were perfectly fine. You know, they're just staring at everything. You know, it was like the brains were developed. You know, and now like going there and like they were like terrified. Joel's like, like, you know, there's like this clown that's head was spinning around.
Yeah, no,
and
dude, I went there 2 days ago and I bought my daughter and my son. They bought the same costume. They both wanted to be the Rake. I don't know if you've seen the Rake costume. I don't know if you're familiar with the Rake and like in American mythology or whatever, but it's like this cryptid that comes on to you usually when you're sleeping, and it's all white. It's got long arms and sharp teeth, bald head.
They're both
like that, and they both come at me full force, like attacking me. And, you know, they're just having fun. And yeah, we saw the clown there, and my son was like, you know, whatever. And then they had a scarecrow too on the other side, probably. I don't know if you saw that one. Or he's right at the main entrance. But the fucking the lady, the vampire lady, if you walk over to the left, she looks like really good, dude. Like, it looks like realistic, you know. And she's just talking like, "Hi, how you doing?" And her head just goes like that, and the bone pops out. My son just like, "Ugh." Like he's like, "Give me away from this bitch," you know.
Instantly
so like,
terrified.
I'm like, "All right, big dog, I'll get you over here. You know, you ain't gotta worry about that bitch. You know, she's plastic, dude." I'm like, "She's a big toy, bro. She's a big toy."
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Joel just kept doing it. He's like, they're just mechanics. They're mechanics. Like, they're just robots, man. You're good. You're good.
Totally, man.
It's fun though. Like, man, they had some like. I haven't collected Funkos in a while, so it's always I get an urge though when it comes to Halloween because they always get some like they got a new Sam Funko Pop. I'm like, man, you know, from Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat, yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, man. That comes up a lot. I know it's an anthology movie, but sometimes I think I've seen that movie like probably like really drunk or something like when it first came out, but I don't remember it. It's like I don't know in the back of the dome.
Pretty good. It kind of reminds me of it brings back that like Tales from the Crypt and what was the other one? Tales from the Dark Side, I believe, is like another that was back in like the 80s.
Body Bags. I mean, there's so fucking many of these horror movies. There's Masters of Horror. Like, I don't know if you got into those. It's like all these different shorts by different directors.
If I saw some of them, I probably would. Yeah.
I think they have them on fucking Tubi, bro. Like Tubi has the biggest. I canceled all my streaming services because I'm
just got that one.
Yeah, it's free, bro. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that where it has like the three or four tales in it. Those are always kind of cool, you know. Growing up with the what was the Stephen King ones?
Creep Show.
Creep Show. There we go, man.
Those Old Chief Woodenhead. At my new job, dude. Like, they had a Chief Woodenhead, and like I was working there with the dude. I'm like, hey, like some. Yeah, I'm like, hey, it's Chief Woodenhead, a Creep Show too. He's like, yeah, Woodenhead. I seen that shit. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fucking, yeah.
I can't remember if that was like from the first one or the second one.
Second one.
That one. Was the second one? Yeah.
That was always like
the
one
two
of my
that always stuck out to me the most was
the crate.
No, yeah, believe it or not the crate. The raft.
The raft,
and had like the
part two
tar monster thing.
Yeah.
That scene where like you think they're okay in the morning, but the girl like tries to wake up or
her face, she's just like
stuck to it. I was like, oh, and you're rooting for the guy because he's like, fuck this shit, I'm fucking going for it. He just jumps into the water and just starts swimming, and you're like, oh, and it just ends with that cool comic book panel of it, like the waves of the blob coming over him. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
And that movie too had like comic book animation too, like in between.
Yes, that's what it was.
I was gonna say too before I forget. They have Tales from the Crypt Keeper on Tubi for free, so it's like
kid that'd be sweet.
My kids are watching that right now too, so it's all anthology. It's got the same Crypt Keeper character in there, and on season 2 they bring in the Gatekeeper and like I think it's the Tomb Keeper or I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember being more than just the Tales guy.
Yeah, it used to be on ABC. It was an ABC production. It was Tales from the Crypt Keeper. It's the same character, but it's it's tamed down for kids and it's a cartoon. But every week it's a different story, and they did 3 seasons, and it's all free on Tubi right now, Tubi Kids. So kids are watching that.
Yeah, I didn't know they had like a kid version. I know, like growing up, we watched it on Fox, and it was really funny because when it was like on at like 8 or 9 o'clock, I think 9. So we'd watch that, and I never knew, growing up that it was actually an HBO show. So like when I actually got some of the DVD sets and watched it, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Because it had like a little bit more of the rated R stuff going on.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had it for the they toned it down for the us normal folks who just had Fox.
Right. But, I remember that, dude. And it was like hard to fucking to get like Tales from the Crypt. Like I was, I got HBO Max, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck's Tales from the Crypt? That was the first thing I went for, and it wasn't there. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is like the first like big HBO show pre fucking Sopranos.
Did HBO like sell it to like Fox or something? Like what was it on HBO for the longest time, and then like they sold it to
Maybe
Fox,
they did.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how that
but it's not on it wasn't on HBO Max, dude. And then I was waiting for it. I'm like, okay, I look over to Prime because Prime has like everything on it almost, right? If you pay for it. And it's like, okay, it's on there. You click on it, and it's like, oh, not available yet. So I'm like, oh fuck. And then I was talking to I was on like a show of Pizza Medi, and he's like, yeah, I got all the fucking Tales from the Crypt. So I'm like, damn, I guess you could buy them now. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I just go up to Half Price Books, and I look around, and I find the DVD sets for like $10-15 when I can.
Yeah,
I actually met I can't think of his. You can't probably see it on my wall right there, but I met the Crypt Keeper, the guy who does the voice. He was really, really cool. It was a couple of years ago, and he was saying that they were trying to pitch a new idea to bring it back and all that, and it was kind of in the works or in the talk, but apparently we haven't got anything. So then the last I heard that they weren't even going to have him back. Like the last update I ever seen, they weren't going to have him back as like the Crypt Keeper, which is kind of dumb. Like he's the voice. Like why not?
It's like Freddy, dude. Like you got to have him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least with Freddy, I mean, I understand like Robert Englund, if he wants to A, retire, or B, he's just getting too old to kind of run around as Freddy or something. But like Tales from the Crypt, I mean, he just sit in the studio half the time and do the voice if he wanted to, or whenever the puppeteers doing his thing. Right. However they did that back in the day. But he was like cool. Hamill.
Yeah,
like he would if you wanted him to, like he would like record his voice on your phone so you can use it as like a whatever, like a ringtone or whatever. But he's like one of the cool actors that actually like do voices, because I came across a couple that like now I personally don't ask people because I'm sure they get tired throughout the day when people's like, hey, can you do that famous voice? And sometimes like him, like you think it would kind of start hurting because it's such a weird
totally, dude.
sound.
That's a fucking scratchy ass, like, you know, voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But some people, you know, they'll be like, what? I've actually heard some people aren't even allowed to do voices because it's like in their, like, it's like they could be sued. I think I've heard that.
Oh, wow. Like certain voices, huh? Damn.
The guy who did Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, he wasn't allowed to like do the voice, even though it's really weird because he just kind of sounds like himself.
It's like, don't talk, but it's my voice.
Yeah, but they can't. Now I don't know if they're allowed to do the voice, but just not say like the lines. I don't know the rules.
Right.
I never ask, but I'll be in line when people, you know, try to get them to do the lines, and they're like, not allowed. Disney will sue me. It's like,
right.
Really?
That dude did the voice of him on the cartoon too. That's what I was gonna say. So it's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So Shane, I've known you for a few years now, man. You and Joe Ball, like, you guys really like helped me out with me starting up with that piece you had me do for Mothman.
Mothman,
it was a pleasure. That's how I met you, and we were just kind of came up through this whole indie comics gate, and
we probably started about the same time, me and you, I think, right?
Yeah, dude. So I've known you, you know, to me, you're like a brother, and but for other people that don't know who you are, maybe you can tell a little, you know, people that are watching that, you know, maybe on the replay, a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Yeah, I'm the less famous Toad of the group. Everybody knows the John Joseph Ball. Me and him go way back into, you know, high school days when we were just tadpoles trying to become kings of the frogs. But yeah, he would draw and all that stuff. I used to watch him him draw Dragon Ball Z characters all the time.
Dope.
And so we connected through stuff like that. ECW. I'd go chill at his house. You know, at the time in high school, he's living with his sister. So we just all night we'd be like, you know, sneaking into his sister's alcohol, drinking it, and watching ECW. You know, halfway through the night we'd be drunk, just giving each other elbows off the fucking stairs. You know, that was
for sure.
Me and Joe's like connection. But
that was the best time, the '90s, right? That was the fucking network wars,
man.
right? Doesn't get any better than that, right?
Yeah. So you know, Rob Van Dam, that was like the man back in the day.
I met him, bro. He opened a fucking Rob Van Dam's 5-star Frog Splash Comics at Lakewood Mall. I used to work at Home Depot.
Hell yeah.
This was 20 years ago, right? And he comes in there and he's just buying some shit. And Home Depot was across the street from the mall. And I'm like, I knew he had a comic book store and everything, you know. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like, you know, I see you on TV, dude. You're dope, you know, like whatever, all that shit. Cool if I get an autograph? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, anyway, we got into the conversation of talking about comics. He's like, well, what you reading now, man? And I'm like, oh, I read Hellboy. He's like, oh, I heard that BPRD shit's pretty cool. Or, you know what I mean? He's like, I'll check that out. Yeah, and it was cool, man. He had like Booker T in there, and like big wrestlers would come in. They had signings. It was fucking awesome. But then,
hell yeah,
I don't know. It just didn't work out. It's closed down. But yeah,
that's how it goes. But yeah,
so you and Joe were watching the network wars, huh?
Yep. Doing that, and then that was before we got like serious about like comics and stuff like that. And then skip forward, we started applying to Marvel and DC because you could apply as like you could set a whole package as a writer, artist. You know, like you could have a whole team pack. Nice. We do that. As Mo says, oh, here we go again. Yes, I've told this story. But you know, every show asks me. So
I haven't heard this. I mean, I've known you, and I've known that, you know, obviously you and Joe were homies and shit. But I didn't know you guys were like, you know, watching the wrestling and stuff. That's cool. And I know Joe. You know, he's real big.
The normal '90s shit, you know, because you know we didn't have shit like this. So it's like go to your friend's house, watch wrestling, and play Mario 64. I don't know, whatever you did in the '90s.
Right.
But yeah. So we started applying to Marvel and DC and. What was the other one? Not Dark Horse. Maybe it was Dark Horse. Image. Sorry.
Image. Yeah, dude.
We sent some stuff up to Image. Back in the day, again, it was rough because you would they'd give you like a like, you know, your submission guidelines, you know, as they do today. But you know, you'd wait like 6 to 8 months at a time sometimes to get replies because, you know, everybody back in the day was, you know, sending out to them. We'd get our letters. You know, oh, this looks good or this is cool. But, you know, a pass for now, but do apply again. It's like,
right.
All right. How long can you keep that up? We got kind of tired of it. We applied a couple different times. Joe would draw out, 10 to 12 pages. And you know how Joe's drawing is. I mean, even back in the day, he was pretty detailed. It might not be as defined and refined as it is now, but they were still pretty detailed. I wish I could still have, like, I might have them somewhere where he has like we did a Witchblade, but we did Witchblade like back in like the Civil War era and did stuff like that. It was really cool. Just seeing it in Joe's, illustrations. But we got kind of burned out of doing that for a while. And then we started, doing the conventions. We go to the conventions and apply that way. And
that's cool.
It was cool. Like I said, we got to meet, people like Jim Lee and stuff like that, nice. And it was kind of cool having Jim Lee, giving Joe tips and stuff on what to do, and Alex Ross and all that.
That's cool.
Fast forward through time, though, we weren't getting anywhere. We decided to open up an actual comic book store. So we actually owned a comic book store for a while, because we thought, well, if we couldn't make it that way, maybe we could still be in the industry in our own way, or we're at least around it. Totally different atmosphere, though. Like, once you own a comic book store, you kind of get burned out of comics.
Yeah, you're like, fuck comics.
Dude, you do.
It's like that with anything, dude. It's like that with anything, especially shit you love,
Yeah. When you're around it like 24/7, but it's like, it's a different feel, because when you're creating a comic, you're
not creating. You're slanging and promoting and pushing.
Yeah. And oh man, and I love my comic book people, but I'm sure you. Working in a comic book store, you have your regulars, and some of them will just drive you fucking insane.
Oh yeah, dude. I bet, dude.
Like, some of those people, they're not human. They're like, you can see what they lack in these social skills.
Right.
And a lot of them are like, you had a typical guy that come in and he will talk to you for fucking hours about like an anime. You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And you're trying to kind of hint like, yeah, I'm going to go stock something over here, but the dude's like, and season 3, and then he took this ball, and then he did the thing, and you're like, cool, man. But they would talk to you for fucking every day. I'm saying they come in like every day. You're like, oh shit, here comes Max again with this fucking anime that I don't care about. But we did that for Joe. If you guys know Joe, that drove Joe insane. He'd be like, I gotta go outside, man. He'd be outside with like a fucking like beer and like cigarette, and be like, fucking nerds, man.
Yeah, man, they'll do it.
I could tolerate more than him, but it was fun. But we did that for a couple of years.
Yeah,
Joe got burned out more than I did. But that's actually when he started writing Death. So that was
no shit.
That was like 5 years ago or so. That was before the CG thing started up and all that. Like before he was even
10 years ago. And
yeah,
10 years ago and shit, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Because we owned 2 different shops at one point. But anyways, we finally dipped out of that. I went back into like writing like short stories and stuff like that. Nice. Started doing my own indie stuff on the writing side, and just said, okay, get away from comics for a minute.
Right.
And I knew he was still doing stuff. And I think when he started to get into like the CG realm, I don't know his first projects. He would send me stuff like, hey, look, I'm working on this. This is kind of cool, because best friends. So like, I'm like, that's pretty sweet.
Right.
He finally got around to being like, hey, why don't you come back into the comic side of things? And at first I was kind of hesitant. I'm like, oh man, I don't know, dude. we tried that shit so many fucking times. But then, he's like, yeah, we got a pretty good movement going on here. I think he just did what is it, Harlem something?
Super Harem.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that book was dope. I got that book. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that might have been the first one he did a full illustration of. It wasn't just like a cover or a print.
Yeah,
because I remember him being really excited about that, getting that out there. But yeah, so I jumped into the scene, and I was introduced to people like Sim and the Diaz brothers and Swings, and that our little group of artists and writers. And
brother.
Yeah, Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver.
And this shit's like fucking taking off, man.
Oh yeah.
5-6 comics.
Oh yeah.
I think we were like on issue 3 or 4 of Kryptonals. I think
yeah, dude.
Right.
I got my artwork. I did some fan art for him, dude, and they printed it. In AC3. It's fucking dope. Going in a comic store and seeing some published work in the shelf. You know, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, I've had my book in stores that I pushed, you know, but like that's in fucking a lot of stores like worldwide, you know. So fucking hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys.
Yeah, they're just building out of nowhere, which is good because like I don't know, I don't see 656 on much streams. I don't know where they stream. So like they reached their media somehow, some way. I do have them on like not Twitter, but
they're on Sundays. They come on Sunday nights, usually at about 8 o'clock.
Maybe I just don't follow the channel.
Usually 8 o'clock, like for my time, which would be like, you know, probably what's Pacific time, you know, for me. And they have a show called.
What time is it there for you right now?
Right now it's 8:24 because I'm in California. Okay. So they got a show called Domingazos that comes on about 8 o'clock my time on Sundays, and then and then Ollie does work too with another group called Comics Way.
Okay.
And their shows come on usually Sundays too. Usually both those dudes have shows on Sundays. That's usually when they do.
I try to follow like as many people as I can in like their shows, and someone just kind of slipped through the cracks, or I just haven't come across it.
Yeah, sometimes fucking
you have
YouTube,
TikTok,
man.
I follow
oh, you
TikTok.
do?
Yeah,
I know,
so
dude.
I see Oliver post on there all the time.
I want to start pumping up some fucking TikTok, dude. That's where a lot of people. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's not just fucking stupid, you know, things.
Stupid shit like I make, or I just make dumb videos.
Well, no, I mean like challenges and stuff like that. Like they're doing. They're having teaching things on there where people are homeschooling their kids and all kinds of stuff, dude. Like it's really blowing up. You know,
they got a TikTok shop now, and I know that's kind of getting a little bit bigger. Hey, there. Well, there you go. There he is again. They post his site thing. Oh no, I thought he posted what his site was or his link. But
and then
he had like another book that came out, didn't he?
They had the Undead Border, dude. And,
that's what I was trying to.
That one's fucking dope, dude. It was like
like
a good version of like I don't know. I would say Day of the Dead.
I know I got kind of off topic on you. I'm letting my energy drink kick in.
Oh, it's all good, man. But yeah, like you guys, you and Joe, man, he's showing you a superhero, and then he kind of probably lit a fire of inspiration for you to start creating comic books again.
Yeah, because I said he was back and forth. He would be writing death, trying to scribble the characters out.
Yeah,
you know, he wanted to make something that was like a love of all the things he likes. Like he likes, you know, Micronauts, Transformers.
Yeah.
What's the big anime? Berserk.
That's my first manga. My one I only order right now. Or
he loves like all that stuff, and he kind of wanted to be like, you know, well, fuck, these motherfuckers aren't going to hire me for anything. I'll just fucking take all that shit and create my own version. You know, so he kind of morphed his own story. And if you guys know Joe, he's a big biblical person, so he puts in some the Bible stuff in there as well. Not that you're not really getting like a you know, it takes from it. It's not like you're going to be being preached or anything. So
right.
For people, it's like, oh no, I'm getting a Bible story. Like, no, I mean, he has like the flood in there, but it's not like it's.
He has some Judeo-Christianity like lore, probably stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Like I say, he's got like angels in it, or his, you know, like pretty much like what the Bible said. Like, you know, like so you got these characters with these fucking like thousands of eyes and just crazy shit, man. Like,
I can't wait.
It's so funny because I'm his business partner, and like, here's so many pages, but I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. And it's just crazy. He's like, hey, let's check out this page. I'm like, holy shit, you know, like I don't know where it's at in the story, but it looks pretty fun.
I got the color version, and I want like the other two. I will own the other two one day. I picked up the color version too because I just wanted to see what the world would be like. You know what I mean? I'm really into black and white, like a lot. Like
the more you get into comics, the
more
you
now
appreciate black
color.
and white.
But sometimes I want to see what the world looks like. I
agree.
And then you guys did Mothman after that too, right? Or you started working on?
Yeah, I was saying, I finally got into like the CG movement and all that stuff, and got introduced to all the guys. And for like a year, I would say I pretty much just kind of watched stuff. You know, I didn't really. You know, no, I mean, people still know who I am, but I slowly got in with some people, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll make a move and start a project up. But about that time is when King Toad was kind of coming around, Joe wanted to start a more of a corporation, and we actually started it up with Sween's. But yeah, so he kind of got more involved with like his own thing and family and stuff like that. So it ended up just kind of dropping back down to me and Joe, which is fine.
Whoa!
Hey,
speaking of Mothman,
what's up, dude?
Motherfucker, right here did me an awesome fucking piece. I think I have it in hand somewhere.
I got all those ash cans that I got from you at the con. Yeah, that looks badass. Yeah. The Swarm ash can look badass too. Dude. Like the
we didn't know what to, like that con was coming up, but I haven't had any color pages and all that stuff, and we're like, well, what can we bring to this convention that we got invited to? So we did those ash cans real quick.
Just super. Yeah, they look like super collectible, like some rare shit that they're like, hey.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But they had other shit too. They had like what was it, like bottle openers, like all kinds of shit. Like
we threw a bunch of shit together real quick.
That's awesome.
Condoms. They had Swarm condoms too. It was insane.
Yes, we did.
Got the
it said feel the sting.
Yeah, it says.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, we started King Toad, and I did Mothman for two reasons. One, we're all like in the Ohio region, which is pretty close to where Mothman thing is. Everybody knows Mothman around this area, so it's kind of a collective thing that it was it's an easy sell around here too, because I can go to the Mothman thing from like an hour away from here, about an hour and a half, and advertise my biz. But yeah, so we did that, and next thing was death, and then Swarm came about. Swarm actually, the character was from an old team book that me and Joe was working on way back in the day. Because Joe keeps talking to me, he wants a superhero character. We did the horror genre type. We have a monster book thing. We have death, which is kind of like a big graphic novel, big story.
Yeah, very metal
going on. But we want to make sure since we're building a corporation that we have something for everybody, and we're like, well, I guess we need to kind of build on the superhero side of things as well.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like something I wanted to do anyways. So I kind of pulled around from some of our old stuff, our old characters, and Storm was one of the characters I created for the team, and I pitched it at Joe as I kind of took the character, had my artist like redesign, because like he used to be like more of like this robotic, crazy looking thing, and didn't have much of a backstory, and I wanted to change that. And so I revamped the character, pitched it to Joe, and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" It's like, let's do this. So I was like, "All right," and so Swarm is where it is now, and that's another. I took a whole year of funding it myself just to get the product, where it is, where because we got death in the works. I didn't want to have too many of our King Toad stuff out. That's I didn't want to have like two books being worked on. I didn't know how backers would feel about that, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's probably smart. Yeah, you don't have too many things in a pipeline, because then they're like, when are they going to fulfill?
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to make sure I Swarm finished, and that way people didn't like, well, you're already back. Death.
Is it finished? Another one. Swarm's completely done, or
yeah, completely
sweet,
all done.
Awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
If I got the Michael Yakutis cover proof. I got the Adam Miller, which, if you guys know, Adam Miller is doing a CG trading card.
Nice.
As well. So,
that's dope. Oh yeah. He's doing like that kind of like Marvel Masterpieces style. That's going to be a dope.
Yes.
That'd be badass.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then I also got, of course, I just got these in the Joe Ball proof.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. It's like the throwback cover.
Got it all in, all done. I said all I gotta do is just make the big orders out.
I was wondering, Shane, you got a favorite metal band?
I'd probably put Powerwolf.
Striper.
Yeah, I like Striper.
Powerwolf and Iceberg.
My dad. That's my dad's favorite metal band.
No way! Shut up!
I swear to God. The hell with the devil.
And in a White Lion too, is he?
To hell with the devil. Have you seen that cover? It's metal. He's like smashing the devil down into hell with his guitar. It's fucking dope, dude.
That is kind of dope. I have to admit that.
It's a badass cover.
So you've been working on Preston?
I am finally have freed up enough time to go ahead and work on non-devils.
Nice.
So, oh yeah, Nine Devils.
But
you did like a campaign for that, right? It was like a kind of like
that was the original non-devils that I did back in the day. And but I want to redo it. Brian did a script, and I just got busy. Dude. I was working on like 4 books at once. I was like, this is crazy. And now I'm working on now I'm working on 2. So because I think Micah is having problems with PayPal. Like they froze his account.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like an email.
And they're fucking assholes. Like all night.
They're pretty rude.
Dude, it's like a nightmare that motherfucker's going through right now. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
It sucks, man.
So
yeah, man.
You got a new book as well, right?
Me?
You're not doing
Matt?
it. Yeah.
I'm working on a book. It's not going to be done for about another year. I'm doing one, and then I'm working on one with Brian, just like for fun, like slow as fuck. It'll be done when it's done with Brian. You know, like that might take 5 years or some shit. That's like a book that we're gonna work on just when we're fucking maxed out on something, right? Yeah. That one's the Puritanian. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter, sort of.
Yeah, dude. Fucking
real easy, real hard, like old fucking horror comics. You know what I mean? Hammer style, fucking, but with kind of a little Solomon Kane inspired, but not really, not at all. He's pure white and fucking got gold crosses, and he likes to get the blood splattered all over his white fucking clothes. He's kind of like Oliver Reed. He's more rotund. He's smaller, rounder.
It'd be cool if his clothes like absorbed the blood and it gave him power or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, right. And yeah, I'm just doing that with him, and I'm working on a book called Hell War right now too. It's just
that's what it is. I couldn't remember the name.
Is that the biker Vikings?
Yeah, it's like a cross between Thor, Hulk, and Lobo, sort of. I wanted to with motorcycles and Viking metal, the metal scene in the 90s. It takes place in the 90s, and yeah.
Now, are you done with Butch Cleaver, or will it be a Butch Cleaver 3?
There'll be a third one, but I kind of just wanted to take a break for a little bit, man, and just kind of do something different. There's
you need to recharge your batteries.
Yeah, that's why I asked Brian, like, if he wanted to work on something, and because I need, I'll probably have a third thing I'm going to work on too, just so I can keep doing things. It's so much fun. I noticed too, if I'm working on multiple things, I'm constantly like, this energy is just flowing all the time, rather than just like a robotic, like I must work on Butch Cleaver and get it done like 10 years straight. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, so I'm doing that. You want to see a page I'm working on right now, or I just finished?
Yeah, man.
There's one right here. Let's see.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Butch Cleaver?
Oh, okay. No, that's
the Viking book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The format is weird. Is that a double page spread?
Nope, it's one page.
That's a big one page.
It's a big guy. Yeah.
So the book it's not going to be like standard, like a standard comic, right? Like,
yeah, it's gonna be a little different. Yeah. A little surprise.
Down with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it backstage.
We get the inside.
That's what I'm working on. That'll probably be out like in a year or so, maybe 2 years. But yeah, man, I was thinking we were talking about Swarm. I got the campaign up right here. If you like, I could share it. We could talk about it.
Yeah. Why not? I'm here, right?
Hell yeah. Can't wait for Halloween, man.
Me too, dude.
Look at Chris. Oh, it's that Shane guy. That's right. I'm where I'm wanted, Chris. He's been playing Baldur's Gate. I've been watching you secretly.
Oh, you got a trailer right here. Cool if I play the trailer?
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
We did at your animation. Like,
oh, I just used off of phone. I went cheap.
I like it.
Love it, man. Love this.
Oh
character.
yeah, I forgot, Preston. You broke your foot or something, right? I see where Chris put that.
Yeah, it wasn't really broken. I chipped the bone. And,
okay.
Doing something stupid. It's the stupidest thing ever, right? Like, we just finished building this house. We're in the house, whatever. So the tub is massive, right? So but it's I don't know, dude. It's maybe 3 feet off the ground, some shit like that, maybe a little higher. And there's this stone border coming around it that comes out like that. And it comes down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was getting in the tub, my foot slipped, and my back foot slammed into the corner of the tub.
Oh,
so
man.
I fall in the tub, and I was like, all right, don't cry or scream because you don't look like a bitch in front of your wife. Right?
you didn't want to be the man.
So I'm like
TikTok. Cry.
And I'm like, oh, fucking. And then after a while, like about 30 minutes later, I'm like, okay, all right, this is cool. So it wasn't much pain, but I wasn't walking on it. I just went to my office and I'm in here and I'm working. My wife's like, okay, we got to go because, Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever. So I get out, I start walking around. I look down, my foot is like this big. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You're like, either I'm putting to the Hulk or I'm dying here.
And then I touched it and it was fucking hurt, And then I noticed the more I stood on it, the worse it got, right? So I'm like, nah, something's fucked up.
Damn.
And then and then finally then the pain set in, right? And I know it's completely weird because, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So now I'm hopping, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then the next day, everything's black and blue. I'm like, this is crazy.
That sucks. I jammed my toe pretty bad too, man. That shit fucking hurt. Like I have my little baby toe, like where your sink's at for your kitchen, how it kind of goes in, like the molding on the bottom.
Yeah.
So my baby toe just went boom, and I just hit my baby toe and it just jammed up in there. And I was just like a little.
That's like the worst fucking pain. Exactly.
You're like, oh, get up in there. Get back in there. Keep crying, bitch. And then
funny story.
It hurts. I think I fractured it, but I'll figure it out later, I guess.
When I used to do martial arts, I used to go ahead and every time I used to break my middle toe. Like whenever I was pushing it, you would hear it like throughout the whole thing. It'd be like snap. Like what was that? I was like, don't worry about it. I just broke my toe again. It's fine.
It's just it happens all the time.
You start taping them fuckers up.
I know, right? It was crazy. I don't know, but dude, that's the worst fucking pain. Like stubbing your toe. That's fucking insane.
I love these characters that you have in this book, man. You recently were about a month ago on Twitter, like, hey, who wants to do some trading cards? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking do some trading cards. I just, I'm gonna, I just started doing them. You know what I mean? And it's pretty fun. It's usually people do like the busts and the headshots and shit, and I'm like, I want to do something different. I want to draw kind of like full body stuff. I know it's kind of sacrilege. Most people don't do that, but I wanted to try some of that, so I fucking did that. And you had these dope ass characters.
Turned out great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. And Armadillo is fucking sick. Swarm's dope, dude. And also, I believe her name is Night. What is it? The Night
Wasp. Yeah.
Night Wasp, man.
That's heavily kind of influenced with my love for the TMNT back in the day.
Yeah.
I like
everybody loves
Kevin
TMNT,
Eastman,
brother. Yeah.
I like how Kevin Eastman, like the whole ability to come up with those new characters. Off almost like the same formula. I loved how, like I talked to this about the other streams. When you're growing up, you always look forward to the next villain each episode, right? Yeah, it's like, okay, what mutant are we getting this week?
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I was like, man, you know what? I love that concept because, like, when you come up with the superhero stuff, you can come up with a cool design, but what's the backstory to it?
Right.
I wouldn't say like I wanted to go lazy. But I just like the fact that like I wanted that same concept where I can combine these different animal like things without having to like, okay, well, if I'm say like, I don't know, some guy like was dropped into a vat and now he's, you know, Quill Guy or whatever the fuck you come up with, right? You know, or like, because they're stuck with that name, right? They're like, well, why am I called this? But, you know, Turtles had a simple formula, right? You had the ooze, whatever the human touch lasts is why they turned into, at least that was the original the 90s cartoon version. It's whatever you touch last. That's why Splinter was a rat, because last thing he touched was a rat. And then of course the Turtles, last thing they touched was him, gave him the human DNA, so forth. I like that concept. So like with mine, I have like a serum a guy has created more for military and his own purpose. And he takes these children, like he'll take them from orphanages, he'll take them from the streets, he'll take bums and stuff like that. And there are also willing subjects as well. But you know, so you got different people involved in this guy's experiments, and he'll test the serum out on these people, and whatever the best results are, he'll either sell the person, you know, in a black market kind of thing, like, you know, like the kids and stuff, like, all right, I made this mutation of this, you know, we'll just use swarm as an example, you know, the bee child hybrid. You can either, do you want to purchase the child, or do you want to, in some cases here, have the serum itself, where you can, you know, hey, do you want, for, you know, X amount of dollars, you can have your own army of swarms and stuff like that. So I kind of played a little bit into that realm of things, but like I say, it gives me that free range of being able to come up with characters. You know, like, what would you get if you a human in a armadillo? That's where you know, Armadillo came into play. Yeah. And
well, one thing Turtles like stressed was that the villain is more important than the actual hero. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like Power Rangers back in the day when you were a kid. You know, like you always look forward to like, who the fuck's going to be the next villain for the Power Rangers? You get like this shark guy and shit like that. You know, it was just, they were cool. It was just cool to see the villains, and I kind of wanted to bring that to Swarm. Like, I just wanted that cool factor of and, you know, they still have story. They're not just, I mean, I didn't just like, you know, bring in like the character without any you know, story, like Night Wasp. They all three got different goals from what happened to them. They're all part of the same experiment, but they use it in different ways. Because Swarm, obviously, he as against his will as a child became Swarm. Now he could have went the villain route, or he could have gone, you know, the vengeful route, but he's deciding to use his abilities and stuff to find this organization and stop whatever you can from preventing more children be taken and becoming, you know, victims of this experiment. And then you have Armadillo, who's actually ex-military kind of guy who willingly took the injection, became Armadillo, and he's actually working for the organization to grab more kids, take more people.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's more on
the evil motherfucker, man. He's like a straight up villain, bro. That's see, I didn't even know that.
He's kind of my Bebop Rocksteady vibe. Yeah. You know, he's kind of like the henchman. He's a big henchman guy. He's like, you know, pump me full. I mean, even though they were still unwillingly turned into Bebop Rocksteady, if you know the story of Turtles.
But he was all for it, huh? Kind of like Bane a little bit.
Exactly. So Armadillo, he saw this as a, hey, why not? If I can become this super, you know, being, use me. And then you have Night Wasp, who is neither in that sense, where she was used in the experiment. They didn't like the outcome of her abilities and what she became. And she was going to be executed, but she gets away. She goes off into the sewers where she starts recruiting her swarm of to create her hive.
Oh, so she was like a reject and set to be destroyed, right?
Yeah. So she's looking more on the vengeful side of things. Where like it's like kind of that in between character, a little bit like a Catwoman. You know, is she
dope.
good? Is she bad? She's more on the bad side. She is doing very bad things because like she has these tentacles that come out and like she'll attach them to. It's a little bit of alien effect where they'll attach to your face.
Oh, that's
she shoves
sweet.
an egg. She shoves an egg down your throat, and you morph into these like zombie insects for her hide.
You want to see a man get pregnant? Watch this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy me a drink.
Yeah. So she's more on that vengeful side of things, and you know, hates society at this point for what you know the stuff that's been done to her. So yeah, so I have 3 different versions of what the serum is capable of doing. Scientists or simps. They yeeted her and said, "Be gone!" That, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's cool. Like I didn't expect any of those things like for the characters. You know what I mean? That makes me even more intrigued. Was Spider-Man an influence on this at all?
I would say I didn't
even think Turtles. I was thinking like Blue Beetle and Spider-Man. You know?
Yeah, me too. Blue Beetle.
Like from the get.
I can see. Yeah. You'll definitely
get a touch of Iron Man.
You're explaining it, and it's just not what I envisioned, and I like it even more now from what you're telling me. You know, you're like talking Turtles and her backstory and fucking armadillos. Like I'm down. I want. You know what I mean? Like it's just darker, dude. It's a lot darker.
It actually went to a point where I had to rewrite the second half a little bit with her because it got too dark. Because I did want to keep it in the realm of. Now I'm a Blue Beetle fan, but I'm more of the Ted Cord Blue Beetle fan. Before people think I don't know much about the newer Blue Beetle, but I like Ted Cord's just the way he carried himself, the humor. I like the technology that Ted Cord had. You know, so you get that because with Swarm, you see how he has like a lot of stuff on him. Now I don't go too much in the first volume because you know first volume at 50 pages. I don't want to go like. I didn't want to bore people too much with all the small details in the first volume. You know, that's the whole point of comics. You don't want to tell the whole story.
Right?
But I will get into more about like his technology side of things, where he gets his tech from. Will be,
damn.
You know, you always have like good guys like beat the fuck out of these tech geeks, right? And they always like had these whole facilities. You even saw this in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Like they'd go to the Technodrome. Beat the fuck out of Krang's villains. Why not use the shit that they have, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, totally. you won the battle. Why not take? I always figured Donatello would use their shit anyways, right?
I mean, that's what the Punisher did. You know, that's like a Punisher thing. You know, he would take the mob shit. You know, he'd take their drugs and. You know, I don't know if he'd take the drugs, but he'd take their guns and all that.
Oh, there was one issue where he took the drugs.
Okay, there you go.
But but yeah, I kind of want where Swarm uses the tech against the enemy. So he has like his little nerd buddy who does a lot of his tech stuff for him. His own little like Alfred kind of vibe dude that's behind the scenes and creates his little bee drones. He created the pack that his little electric wings come out of and stuff like that. So we got a little bit of that in there. That also I needed to create those characters for dialogue purposes and stuff like that too. It's always nice to have your character talk to somebody other than themselves. Your
microchip kind of too from like Punisher had the microchip dude. He was really cool. He had the tech. He was the dude that had the tech, the fat dude. You know, it was Newman. Newman played him in the Punisher with Warzone with Ray Stevenson. He had a quick part. Yeah. They kind of upgraded him though with the one for TV. He was like a skinnier, younger dude, but yeah, kind of like Alfred. You know, got to have that that buddy that's helping you out. You know.
Yeah, so he has his little buddy Kevin that does all the tech work for him. Yeah. He'll bring he gets the junk from the sites. I'm thinking like when I get to the volume 2, you'll see more of that side of things. I just wanted the first volume to be that big introduction of how he became Swarm and have the fighting, some villains in there and kick it off, but explain stuff as the volumes come out a little bit more. That's a print that's going to come with anybody who backs the all 3 books tier or if they back sketch cards. It's that's Joel. That's Swarm without his outfit on. He's just chilling. He's just chilling reading Ace.
That's crazy, dude. Like I didn't know who that was for the longest time until like I looked at the pants and I was like, oh, okay, that's fucking Swarm, dude. I was trying to figure out who it was. You know, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yep, he's got the Honey Nut Cheerios vibe going on. He's got the little tunes.
That's cool, dude.
Yep.
I missed your thing about the sketch cards. How long ago was that? Was that like a month ago or something?
What, like how long I've had sketch cards up?
No, when you were asking for sketch cards.
Oh,
like,
when I was asking, a couple of months. It's been some months, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. I don't know. I'm not aware of stuff.
You know, the more people you follow and stuff, because I find like on like Twitter and stuff, like you don't mean to like not see other people's stuff, but you start following so many people that like you don't see everybody's stuff anymore.
Oh,
yeah. You almost have to like refresh and like
stuff gets buried, like you know, and then the algorithm,
quick.
like the way they set it up, it buries it even more. Like it's
some people I'm like, man, did they just like disappear? I'll I'll click their name and like I'll say they post something like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, okay, they're still around. But then it's kind of refreshes in my Twitter, so it's kind of cool where I start seeing their stuff again. You know, get that algorithm pumping again.
This is a Joe Ball piece right here, huh? Or page right here, right?
Yeah, that's one of the full pages. I think one of the first. That might be the first page you actually see. Yeah, you actually see.
Love that shot, man. It's like epic, you know.
Yeah. And there's a couple of his B drones. Got a little swarm behind him. But yeah. I think you asked me the influence. Sorry, I got kind of wrapped up there. Yeah, you will get some Spider-Man, some Blue Beetle, Teenage Ninja Turtles. It's kind of the vibe I want to. Like I say, you see these guys. You see Armadillo out of his outfit at one point.
Oh really? I was going to ask you that too. Are we going to see him out of his outfit?
I don't know if I got him there. That page right there, you see where like he used kind of his little honeycomb. He like makes fun of himself because you know it's not actually honey. The explosion, it's like a sticky thing. You see there where Armadillo's arms like stuck on that left panel. That's when he actually the armor opens up and he comes out and takes him. He's like, we'll just do this man-to-man type style.
That's dope. Oh man, I can't wait to get this book.
So yeah. So you'll see Armadillo in his natural like form. You see Swarm in his mutated form, and I say Night Wasp in hers, obviously. So yeah. So you do see everybody not in all their tech. I know it is kind of weird. I got some tech heavy stuff in there. But yeah, I would say it's got more mutant aspects to it than that side.
That's cool. It's got both, dude, and I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know. It's like I would say like it's teen friendly, right? It's kind of almost all ages, sort of. But that's cool.
Yeah, you're not going to have like
so many dark themes in it, dude.
Like
you know,
but
it's not safe, you know. And like as a teen, you're kind of graduating or you know gravitating towards things that are kind of dark. You know what I mean? Like because that's just the way it is. You're into that stuff a lot. You know when you're growing up, and some of the turtle stuff was kind of dark. You know in the comic book form.
Especially like the
same thing with Batman and you know.
What was the thing you just the Last Ronin? That shit was crazy.
That was great. Yeah.
Super. I have it. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil.
I can't wait.
I know what Matt's talking about though. Like the original Turtle series was kind of dark. Like they had a bunch of dark shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. Again, like I'm even more like I was interested just be like you sold me on the whole like you know like kind of visually like Spider-Man, Iron Man, you know like kind of like those old you know type characters and
like I tried to keep that in mind too.
Character designs, dude. You know. But I had no idea until like you popped up on the show that these characters were something else, like kind of darker, you know. And I think that just makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, Matt's like, this isn't gay at all. Like, this is
you can't make a cartoon of
hey, look, it's totally gay. Shit's gonna suck, man.
Did you want to go over some of the tiers?
Yeah, we can. I didn't go like super crazy on like I didn't. It was pretty simple. Like I say, you get
that's cool, man.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Right?
Well, you know, I actually was going to only have 2 covers, but I knew Joe was going to work on a piece. We thought we was going to use it as another print. But I'm like, okay, I got 3 prints, 4 technically, for like you know the bigger backers. I was like, oh, do I really want a 5th print? I'm like, I didn't want to go really past the 2 covers. But, you know, Joe showed me the piece. I'm like, I know, well, Joe Ball sells. So, we're going to put that as a fucking cover. So, we went 3 covers. I know that's about it, though, because once you get past 3 covers, you start irritating people more than anything, because
three's a good number, man. Three's a lucky number.
So so we got the three cover tier as our big thing, and then from there on you can just get the if you want just one, if you got a favorite, we have a tier that has the Michael Yakutis cover,
nice,
which comes with all 3 prints, which
awesome.
We do have all 3 of them are done as well and printed, so I got the bulk of those. So you got that. You got the Adam Miller cover that comes with all 3 prints, and obviously the Joe Ball.
Yeah, that Joe Ball cover, man, it's slanging. People loving that. I really like that cover. One he did.
If I was allowed to have a 4th cover, maybe if I do a because me and you were talking, like the reason I didn't do Indiegogo plus Fund My Comics, and it's nothing against Fund My Comics, just being a smaller creator. I'm still building an audience. I didn't want to put my stuff on too many platforms and then screw myself by the backers being separated, dividing them from like, okay, I'll get so many backers on Indiegogo, so many on Fund My Comics, and then maybe I won't be able to, not fulfill, but fund, because I kind of screw myself by having some backers over here. But maybe when I do Fund My Comics, I can offer that as a black and white cover, because a lot of people like Joe's work, and I have the black and white version of that cover. It might be a neat thing to offer on there or something as an alternative.
Oh, for sure, dude. Definitely, dude.
But I got some tiers where you can get 2 of each, or I had some of these set up because now I do have it where, like, say you order the Michael Yakutis cover, when you go to checkout, you can add a cover now. So
that's cool. So you can just kind of build your own package, sort of.
Yeah. So I do have that now in case you just want to take the extra step, I guess. So,
right.
However you want to order it. But then
oh wait,
what? That might look familiar. That might look familiar. Your sketch card there.
Yeah, I got 2 sketch cards, guys.
Which I think your Night Wasp.
That one sold.
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. And then you got the Jason Bascom ones went really quick.
Oh yeah, dude, I love Jason's style, man.
Yeah, I want to get him on like a piece that's just for the book exclusively sooner or later. I think that'd be awesome. Same with you, because I always have you end up doing like a sketch card. Like say for Mothman, you did the trading card, which I don't know if people realize on the trading card for Mothman. I actually still get sales because I have it on Etsy, and I sell one to 2 a month usually.
No shit. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I put the trading card in a Magic the Gathering sleeve, and I always forget, the card has 2 sides because your art's on one side and then Sims on the other. Yeah. So people who back that don't realize if they don't take it out of the sleeve, they won't know.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, but I need to get you on like an actual. Well, you did that one piece, so maybe we can do that as a print on the Fund My Comics one or something.
Sure, whatever. I'm down for whatever, dude. Anytime, brother.
We could put the original art on there. Make you a sale.
Sure, or you could have it and you could put it towards the campaign. And then,
you gotta get your slice of the pie too.
Oh man, no, I'm honored, brother.
He doesn't like pie. He's more of a cake guy.
We were talking about that on the other stream, remember? Oh wait. Then we got the John Ball sketch card. Everyone calls him Joe Ball. That's false advertising.
I know it's so funny because I put John on there, but because like around here, it's John. So it's so weird because like the online community goes more with the Joe thing.
With the Joe, I don't know. It just sounds. It's just Joe Ball. Yeah. I don't know. It just goes
that's good. What you guys are just used to. Around here we have like 5 Joes that we know. So everybody's because we actually don't even call him John around. It's actually JB. We call him JB because we got JB, we got Bruner, we got
Joe Ball. Sounds like a name, dude, like a character in a book. He sounds like a character. Like Joe Ball would be Swarm's real name. You know what I mean? Or an outlaw. Well, that's Joe Ball. You know what I mean? Joe Ball. It sounds like it's a character name because it's like it's the word ball and like the word Joe. It just fucking you can't you can't change it. That's his name forever.
It's funny because it's almost like a Clark Kent feel because I've had people be like, John Ball, is that Joe Ball? I'm like, man, it's kind of weird that people don't put that together. I guess. It's
yeah.
It's like glasses on. Like, nope, it's not me.
Hell yeah. You got the OG art too. $5 right there.
Yeah.
They want to buy that and then get a card. I forgot from Joe. There's only 2
left.
Oh,
I forgot. So. If the sketch cards also come with these little boxes.
Yeah, you got those boxes, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a neat little thing to do.
That's one thing I like about you guys. Y'all go all out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Those boxes.
I try. I definitely try, especially on like it's kind of hard on a budget. Like I wanted everything done, so yeah, so I did everything out of pocket. Wasn't too hateful on me, I'm just glad I didn't break a leg or anything this summer.
Oh, the next time I run a campaign, I'm tapping you, dude. Like,
right?
For spiritual guidance throughout getting
Same here.
crap together.
Oh man, I know, like because the weird, you guys know how it is. How campaigning goes. People are like, well, why didn't you ask for this? Because obviously, I set it to 3K. One, I have found with campaigns, and this isn't just me personally. When I come to backing, say somebody's asking for 10K, right? But they get down to like their last week and they still need 3K. I'm most likely probably not going to back because I don't think they're going to reach their goal. I feel it's a bit of a waste of time for me to put the money in and then just come right back out. Now, if you hit like some big shows, it's a little bit different because they might get that big boost they need.
Yeah.
Last minute. Totally. So for me personally, just being a smaller creator, I try to find that. I sunk about 10K into this project, but I'm only asking 3K because I just want 3K to get the next volume started. I want to get my artist going on the next. That's the only reason I even ask outside of just.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about all the cool shit y'all managed to come up.
Oh yeah,
one of the hardest things is brainstorming about what can I do to separate this campaign from every other campaign out there.
Originality,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a factor. Something.
With Road Trip, it was kind of easy because I was like, well, we got a theme song. We'll just get a vinyl album cut, or something like that.
Yeah, that was dope.
And
get that badass car too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was the best trailer ever, dude. Still, I think
it was good. Yeah, we fucking cash out of the ass on that one. But we tapped every friend we knew on that one, dude. But I'm just saying, like merch, I love like patches, as a metalhead,
totally,
you got your jean jacket, so you want your patches all over it and shit.
Totally,
like
dude.
The hard part for me is finding places that like you can get it at a decent price where you're not like just like a like say shirts, for example. I feel like a lot of shirt companies they focus on like say like you have a soccer team or something, so you're paying almost full price for shirts. But for us, we want to try to find that we're like, well, we need a cut. And a lot of places, it's so hard to find like
expensive. Like patches are like $500 usually.
Yeah.
Well, the way I offered shirts on one of my campaigns, I think it was the one that failed, the Doc Salem campaign, was I planned on making no money at all on a shirt. Now but this is what I was going to do. I opened a TeePublic store, right?
Yeah.
So the price of the shirt was shipping and the price of the shirt off of TeePublic. And then TeePublic's automatically going to send you $2 back on each sale of the shirt.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you were going to make your money and then TeePublic just mails it out and you don't have to deal with the hassle.
All the fulfillment and inventory. And if you do like a black and white shirt, you ain't got to worry about no fucking continuity or like discrepancies with the colors.
That's pretty
welcome.
Cool.
That's like for me, I'm going all black and white for any t-shirts I make.
It's like, well, hell, it's like $15 to $20 extra per collar once you get past like 3 in most like companies.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, what year is this? Like, we haven't figured out how to make fucking cheap t-shirts yet. Come on now.
That's crazy, dude.
It is, man. Luckily, I did find like a local person that made our Mothman shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, we have like an actual King Toad site up now. So we're going to build on that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Like eventually we'll have we'll eventually have Death on there and Swarm and stuff. I mean, we'll eventually gravitate towards that. But we all know like how this goes right now. Like Indiegogo and stuff like that. It's kind of like
it's take a while, dude. You start like I think Swarm's like it has everything. It has everything it needs to be like a big book someday. You know what I mean? A very successful book. Like to me, it sounds really fun, like a fun read. I'm not just saying that because you're the homie, and I think it looks cool, but I think it's something that I would like to read and stuff, and I can see other people reading it and fucking buying it, dude.
Plus, as a comic company, you guys aren't doing bad. Like y'all moving at a good pace.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Like that's coming up to, I don't even fucking know at this point. 88K maybe.
Is Joe?
Joe did awesome promoting and going on like channels and
How close is Joe to finishing Death?
Pretty close from what I understand. Like I say, he shows me pages, but again, I can't tell you like. I couldn't tell you page 15 from page 108 when he shows them to me, So I know like he's coming up towards the end of actually like finishing the. I think he might actually have all the pencils done and just doing like some of the inking.
And he's got to do colors too, huh? Because he's doing 3 different novels and shit. And there's a lot of like.
As far as the coloring, I couldn't tell you how far he's on the coloring.
It's a massive project.
I can't remember if I got the black and white or if I got the color.
I got the color, and I was just like, I'm gonna get the black and white later, and I wanted to get all 3 of them just because it's something.
I know I want the biggest version possible because sometimes Joe's work can be kind of cluttered. I didn't want to have a digest size where I'm like, I want it big so I'd be able to like look at it.
Yeah, I said, man, I can't. We're getting to that exciting point because we started King Toad. I think it's been like 3 years now, and we're finally getting to that point where we're so close to having products really start hitting hands. Like I said, we did Mothman, which I love Mothman. I know it's a little bit more of a niche thing because it's a monster like book. I actually have like more than half of the second one finished on that.
People love it, dude. People
love
Mothman. I'm kind of like waiting for once I get Swarm out next month and it starts hitting hands to kind of gauge what people. If I should do if my next campaign should be Mothman 2 or Swarm Volume 2. It's going to be kind of because it's a big commitment for that season because how we do this. It's a season thing. Like when people's like, oh, it takes the guys a whole year to come out with the comic. Yes, because we are independent. You're relying on colorists, inkers, the pencilers, the printing, the build up, you have to run a campaign. So it takes a whole year for just one issue to come out.
And the headache.
And the stuff that comes in between. I'm one of those people. I'm pretty driven. I'm a pretty workhorse in a sense. So I don't try to like anything that comes up affect the campaigns that I'm running the best I can. You
kind of have to be.
I've seen people who's like, oh, I jammed my elbow on a counter today. I can't, I'm going to be 10 pages late now. It's like, fuck off. Get the shit done. But there's like some people do have some serious stuff that comes.
Or I hurt my foot in the shower. So.
But I want to be one of those people that I just get the shit done. I'm just the writer. I'm just the writer, so I can't say much on that. But I do want to make sure like it's still my responsibility to make sure my artists that I hired, contracted, they are doing what they're doing. If they're not, then I'll have to find
the best way to keep the artists honest. Don't pay them up front.
Yeah.
I mean, serious.
The way I did it, I usually do like a percentage type thing. Like, okay, I'll give you some to start off, and then milestones as they go. Also, my main artist, I got him off of Upwork, so it's a whole different contract system there. And not that I don't mind CG people, but it's kind of hard to like find people that's available for a whole project.
Yeah,
a lot of people's like working on 3 or 4 books, and a lot of those guys think they can take on more than a book or two. Next thing you know, you're sweating because now you're like, well, fuck, this guy's behind on stuff. And all I can do is kind of go on a stream and be like, we're behind. I didn't want that starting off in my career here. So I did go do a little outside source on that. I know like the covers and stuff like that, it's different. Where it's like, something they can do.
Are you fucking traitor?
Yep. But
you got original art up here too, huh? Joe Ball and Michael Yakuda's covers.
Yeah. He worked for Image Comics for a little bit.
That's dope.
Yeah, we sold the Ace Swarm piece moved.
Nice.
He did that one as well. It's one of the prints.
And it comes with the 3 prints, the cover, and the fucking the volume with that $500. That's cool. And obviously,
it comes with everything.
That's dope, dude. Some people don't do that with their art. They just kind of say, "Hey, here's your fucking art."
You might as well, because I look at this way. It's like it's not costing you that much for that extra book to be sent out. If people's willing to spend $500, especially in today's economy, if they're going to spend $500, you can put a fucking copy of your book in there. Like,
get in there.
You know,
my opinion.
That, and I always thought it was like with the drawn-in series. Like, if you're gonna, like, if you put a drawn-in series up there, you should also include the artwork that they're going to be in.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, actually, like the page or something, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. Well, you're at 35. Or wait, you're at 3150.
Yes. We made our
18 days left.
funding goal.
Yeah, we cool to get this up to 5K, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm definitely going to put it in demand as well.
Nice,
that way, I can hit more shows.
Yeah,
and get the word out there, and
people are there's a couple paychecks, a year where people get paid 3 times a month. That happens twice.
Yeah, well, that's once coming up. Once books start hitting, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, there's that, and the holidays, people are going to be getting stuff, gifts, believe it or not. Yeah, man, that's the cool thing about in demand for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, people will go in demand, and then also you have said product, and then you're going to ship it out too, and then people will start doing reviews and whatnot. So
yeah, that's when people start getting a little bit more interested as well. Is like once this book start hitting hands, and they're like, "Oh, is this book available still?"
Yeah.
Kind of I mean, I've been guilty of that before. Like, especially being a creator, like there's so many books you want to back, but when you're doing a project, you're like, I got my budget that I can't back.
Exactly. Same here, man.
So you always kind of hope that people go in demand, so you can eventually get there.
You guys have a good track record too. I mean, y'all fulfilled on every campaign that y'all put out, right? I mean,
I mean, right now all I really got is Mothman. I made sure it came out on time, and then Swarm. But Joe does a lot of work. Like he does a lot of covers and prints and stuff for people. He did. I can't think of the John Malin book he was on. He did that. I don't know.
Joe's did a lot of stuff, dude. Like I own a lot of Joe Ball comic books, like with his art in it.
Yeah,
least,
he does a lot of covers.
As far as IPs, I could just say at least 10, like ballpark 10 or more.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you guys got to get over here and back this book, man. Like if you guys can come check it out.
Yeah, because he is on the first half of it, the Armadillo storyline.
Oh, really?
You'll see his work on there. He did a lot of like the detailing and all that stuff. Like that one page you saw where Swarm's like jumping at the page. That's like that. The second half is my other artist. Because I didn't want Joe to do one. He's doing Death. I
love the style he's doing too. This isn't 100% like his normal style. There's little tweaks that are different from Joe in here. You know what I mean? Like he's doing
very dynamic.
Yeah, and like I hate to say it, but it kind of gives me a little bit of like Capullo in some spots, which I love. That I don't. Like damn, that looks like a little bit like Capullo in some spots. And Joe Ball. Which Joe's probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? But no, dude, I fucking love it, man. Looks so sick.
Yeah.
You guys got to come get this book. Got 52 backers. Come check it out. Come get it.
Yeah, we're doing great, man. Like I said, I at least wanted to hit, go to the in demand. You know how it is when you're running these campaigns. You're like, you don't know, because everything might be just different in your head. You hope it's coming out the way you're thinking it is.
Right.
I am looking for honest feedback when it does hit hands. I know.
Yeah.
I know in this community, people will be like, even if you don't want to say online, like I'm not going to be those people that like attack people. Like if you create a tweet, as long as you're not like just bashing me personally about something. I mean, as long as it is critique,
Yeah.
I definitely want to take that in consideration. I want to know what people want to see in the next volume as well. Now I know everybody's going to have their own interpretations of stuff, because you see this in Star Wars and stuff like that. People's like, well, if I would have wrote it, but everybody has a story of their version. But I do want to take a in critique and be like, okay, was this character cool enough? Were they bored by this character, or would they like more backstory on, say, Kevin, the guy that's helping him? You know, I just want that overall
that feedback.
Was the dialogue? Was there enough dialogue or more? You know what I'm saying? I definitely want those critiques. I don't want the handshake that everybody gives everybody. Like, oh, this was awesome, man, awesome. And then they're like, then they go back at that team like, yo, man, did you back? I don't know, man. That shit was fucking garbage. You know, at least tell me. And
the more you get, the better. And then like if you're,
I don't like that either.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. And the more you get, the better, dude. Like and then hopefully if you get a lot, then you can start to see like, oh, these people are complaining about the same thing. You know what I mean? So, I got myself a track record right here. So maybe I want to tweak that. Maybe I don't, but maybe I do.
You don't want to go into your second campaign and then wonder why you only got half the backers. You know,
exactly.
Sometimes a lot of people
they build it, dude. I want to double.
You gotta be careful. I think there's some people like they funded right and they get excited. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you know, people say my book's great, and then they also up their goal.
Yeah,
I'll see a campaign that was like, say, like I did 3K, and say everybody's saying, oh, this is awesome. I'm like, I want to try to make a 10K next time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Not there.
Yeah,
you're like, what happened?
Yeah,
it could have been maybe people weren't as into as you thought. You got to kind of still, at least for a while, you know.
People are afraid to do critiques, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, I do reviews. I review the book. I don't sit there and go under a microscope with my fellow peers either. You know what I mean? And I ain't nobody either. I'm a greenhorn, so it fucking doesn't matter either way. But I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna review it, and I'm gonna talk about the shit I like. But we need more critics. We need more critics to go in there and critique our shit and say this shit.
Yeah,
I don't like that. This sucks. I like this. You know, your lettering.
You don't have to be like angry about it. Like there are some people that I think just do hate things, but like I think like this is what I like about the book. But I think what it does need is like maybe the lettering is off. I would definitely work on the lettering in this one, or
perspective's off. You know, the characters are weird. You know,
maybe maybe some of the panels are too choppy, or the story got a little choppy here.
Yeah,
you know, just stuff like that. I think is definitely would help at least me as a creator to hone in a little bit on something maybe I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I don't mind if people hit you with the Neil Adams critique. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
Like if people talk the same, I'm the same way. Like I love it when people talk shit on my stuff. Like personally, like I love that shit.
I will say this, like I don't take everybody's critique. Like here's the deal. Like I got a handful of people that I know will be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because some people will just critique you just to be heard. And you
don't want that that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. Like they'll be like, well, this sucks because of this. And then you're like, what are you talking about? You know? You know? But yeah, dude, like that's one of the biggest mistakes I think creators make is that they'll post something to a public forum and be like, what do you guys think it is?
Right.
And you got like a fucking 1,000 people hitting you all at once with this, and this, you know, because they want to, you know, but nah. Dude,
and you're like, who's this motherfucker? And then you go look at their shit and you're like, doggy.
Exactly. And you don't want to say it. Like, dude,
like,
my kid draws better than you. You know what I'm saying?
And we know how the online community is. I always try to take the approach. I try to be as a professional as I can. I can't, you know, speak for everybody. You know, if something comes out, you know, I might have an opinion on something or somebody tweeted, but I look at it I have to look at it as a business side of things. So,
like, here's the deal. Like, I was looking at those ash cans that I got from you, and I wouldn't have taken them if they were garbage. I'll be straight with you. Like, they're like, I ain't doing this, dude. You know, this is kindling is what this is. But like, it definitely gave me like a 90s indie vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like anything mainstream or image or anything like that. Yeah. But it did feel like really like indie for like 90s. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing because 90s produced some really good indie art, dude. Like it was and there's I mean it's crazy. Like I don't know if like where are you trying to go is what I'm asking. Like are you trying to go mainstream with the look of your book? Or are you trying to go like indie with it? Yeah.
I guess we're just trying to build where King Toad is stable enough for itself. I think obviously, having Joe as a business partner helps.
I'll be straight with you. Like, one of the companies that I really like is Scout Comics, because every book in there, there's no house style. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is it looks as different as all three of us here. It's all three of our styles. You know what I'm saying? As far as what we do for books.
Yeah, that's kind of like with King Toad. Like, we want to make sure we have enough products that can hit different. We didn't want, it's not like a company that's just like here's our monster book. We just do all monster books. Superhero. We all do superhero books. I think that's just obviously too just different ways me and Joe's brains work from each other. He wanted to do a this big gothic death book. I think I'm perfectly capable of producing something like that, but I'm not an artist, so that cost me a lot of money to sit there and hire somebody to do a 300-page book of my idea.
I'm very affordable, so if you
Chris is like, I shall take that challenge. But yeah, I think with King Toad, we just wanted to provide just different variety of products.
See, I like that though. I don't like house styles. I think house styles are garbage, dude. Like,
good to have the different options,
Exactly. Like,
and
you
they're
want
fun,
variety.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty much what we're doing. Just a different variety. How we even got Ace has kind of jumped on with us a little bit. I don't know how the
Ace.
How involved he ends up wanting to get later on. But we threw his book up on our site.
That's cool.
We did a crossover print for Swarm. And
campaign looks dope.
Yeah, he's down for having Ace appear in Swarm. Like, I was thinking about doing a either at the end of the book or an in between the book, where it's just like it's a 4 to 5 page kind of.
I love crossovers, dude. Even in the indie scene, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if my character
the indie scene's the best.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, even if it's out of context,
well,
it's
then
it could be a different fucking universe. You know what I mean? Like, I could have a million different universes of my character.
Yeah, well, it helps cross promote.
Exactly, dude.
Maybe that IP didn't get. You don't know what it is. So if you can splash it in a book somewhere, people are like, well, where can I find more of this? Who is this? I want to do like a 4 or 5 little page crossover where it's not really tied into what's going on in the volume, but just something that we throw together for fun, where either Swarm and Ace team up to fight a Swarm villain, or vice versa, where it's one of his villains. Maybe I can't remember his name. Forgive me, Ace, but the shark, the space shark guy.
Mako.
I think
Akuda, I think.
Akuda, yes, thank you.
Akuda.
That'd be a cool little crossover. Maybe Swarm and Ace versus Akuda for like a 4 or 5 mini page at the end. I think that'd be kind of neat.
It's cool too about the Cryptic Legends is you could do different cryptids. You know what I mean? With that.
Well, the second one that I have in development, we go into like the Wendigo.
Wendigo, right?
Has Wendigo, has Loveland Frogman.
That's dope, dude.
Flatwood Monster, and I actually threw in like 2 or 3 more in the.
Can't wait for that, man.
Well, the thing is, I had like about half of it done before I even started Swarm. But again, as we developed King Toad, it was kind of like, well, what are we like Preston said, what are we trying to do? And I did want a variety. And with this starting up, I'm like, all right, I want to make sure we had that superhero. And I didn't want to half-ass the superhero either, so I want to make sure I took my time and develop it. So I kind of put.
I feel you, dude.
So I put a pause on the Cryptic Legends issue 2. With that, now I did get a hold of the artist. It was kind of weird because I got a hold of him like 6 months ago. Like, hey, you ready to start up finishing up the Mothman 2? And he said he was down for it, but I never really heard from him again. And I kind of put him back burner because I was doing Swarm. But I'm at that point now where I'm like, okay, do you want to finish it? If not, I can just get my other artist to either finish it or kind of start from the beginning, because I don't know how much the artwork would match, because style changes automatically. It's gonna be kind of weird.
I don't think you want to go down that road though. Like, I knew somebody who did that, And it
What
gets kind of
changed
a pain in, yeah,
change the
like
artwork?
going back to the first issue and changing the art to match like the
Oh,
whole
okay.
series.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
not
Like,
match the whole series, just the issue that
ah,
was in development.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I already had like 15 pages of it done out of like the 25. I only needed to finish up, but like
Shit.
that.
You don't know anybody that can mimic his style or anything like that, or
I think so. Like his style is not like I don't. It's not the most complex style. It's not like you'd be like mimicking like a Preston style. You know, it's not like it's like overly detailed.
I'm super complex.
Yeah, to where but I'll get to that bridge. I'll cross it when time comes. Because I don't want to leave that hanging either. Where people's like, "Well, I backed Mothman and I really liked it, or didn't like it, however people see it." But I didn't want to leave it too much of a in the air, like I'm never going to get back to it, because I do want to get back to it. But again, like I say, during the indies, you got to be careful with your funds.
Yeah, gotta have your seasons. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I want to do a book a year. Like that's my goal eventually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my big motherfucker. Might take a year, 2, 3 years. Once I get done with that, I'm gonna do my one book a year. That's the goal.
Yeah. I think I want to be on board with that train right there. Go and do my own personal book, like at least 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Big ones too.
You can do at least 1 or 2 a year.
I gotta ask you, Shane, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh man, I don't know if I got like a. I don't know. There's like ones that come to mind, like
3 movies. Then 3. It's either 1 or 3.
Let's go with some classics. Obviously, I can rewatch Jurassic Park a lot, like the original.
That's a good one.
Something to throw out there.
That was groundbreaking.
I used to be like on the Boondock Saints train way back. Like before it got like really, really.
Yeah, out there.
Big. Like I used to watch it.
I got it on DVD. I got the remake sequel too.
Yeah. But you know what? So I've watched that. So
like Escape from LA and shit.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I don't know. I watched some weird shit. Like I would actually put like.
It's porn.
Like, did you guys ever watch Coraline? That's one of my favorite movies.
Coraline, yeah. That was a trip.
I just like the
Igor.
artistic.
You ever watch Igor?
That was pretty cool. I know what you're talking about.
That was
I always like Coraline's there's just the creepiness of it. It's like it's a kid's movie, but it's not.
Yeah, no, it has those undertones. I love those crazy like dark goth.
I love that storytelling.
Coraline. There's a bunch of them too that are in that
Dark
genre.
Crystal.
Dark Crystal, yeah, that's.
Dude, I want to do a kids book one day too, man. Like I know you did kids books, but I wanted to do that too. Just for fun. Like later on, my shit's like hard R metal, but I would like to do a kids book someday. That was like something like
I did them.
St. George and the Dragon or something. Like an adaptation, like something badass.
Kids books are easy, dude. Like really easy. Yeah.
Some with color pencil, probably. Learn how to use color pencils, and I don't know. It's just something cool, Another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to put a pop-up in the middle of my comic book. Right where there's the main splash in the book, I wanted there to be a pop-up.
They just open up and there's blood.
Yeah, just a big fucking fight, like a big punch or something. I remember Lepresti had a whole book that he fucking did for DC, but I wouldn't want that. It was a pop-up book, but I would just want maybe 1 or 2 pages where there's no one. I've never seen that happen in actual floppy or even a graphic novel. I know
that'd be kind of crazy. Like you just open up at one point and like maybe a whole page. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Like the panels,
right in the middle of the book, the biggest fucking thing in the story. Maybe 1 page or 2 pages, 2 big events. That was like
a hardcover to make that work because you need that stability. Like the paper has to be like
the weight and everything and the origami of it or whatnot.
That would be fucking amazing though. Like doing
something different, I think it'd be kind of cute.
That should be awesome when a human head
badass,
pops up out of your book.
The head explodes, all the blood.
It's like
kids start having heart attacks everywhere in the middle of like this kid's book, and a big fucking head just pops up.
What the fuck?
Mom, there's a head in my book. Shut up.
See if you can get into the libraries too. That way,
right? The kids section. You got a favorite beer, Shane? Favorite brew?
I'm not a drinker, man. I don't know.
No? I just never. I got a million people that come on here. They don't drink shit. They just like, nah, dude, I don't drink. But I was asked, what do you drink? Do you drink soda or anything? Or
man, dude, third shift life. So man, it's energy drinks for me like every day.
Be careful with those motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
I give myself 1 energy drink a week. I allow myself either like 1 Rockstar or 1 Monster, and I'll do that on my Friday night because I work 6 days a week. So my day off is Sunday, and that's family day. So Saturday night is my Friday. It's my last day. So that's the day that I'll hit my energy drink. Like I'm gonna get some drawing done tonight. gonna get some drawing done tonight. Like I'm gonna fucking make sure that shit happens. You know,
I work nights, so like I'll drink my energy drink, and then that way I have enough energy to get through the night. And then my routine is work. I hit the gym for an hour after work.
Fuck yeah, I'm about to do that too. Like not the gym, but exercise.
He's like, fuck the gym. Yeah, but so I need my energy drink.
I don't do the gym. I tried doing the gym, and I went for like 6 months, and then for the next year and a half, I had the membership, but I never used it. So what I do is
push-ups and sit-ups.
Dude, that's what I do every morning. Like
really?
Like right after I get out the shower, I like fucking do a bunch of burpees, you know?
Oh, okay.
And,
those are brutal.
I'm telling you, dude, and fucking push-ups, and it just keeps you in shape.
It works your core so much, dude. Like
exactly.
I mean, for me, like I'm out of shape. Like I'm normally like 175. Right now I'm at like 205.
It's easier for me to do that and put on my JBL and just have like fucking like
some metal bumping. Yeah,
like fucking machine head, like rolling and fucking just.
I can just go right from work to gym, so it's just still morning.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I gotta work at 7 in the morning, and I can just hop over right across the street to the gym for an hour and then go home.
Yeah.
That's now, if I find it hard, like say it's my day off. I'm always people like I can't go. Rarely can I get to go to the gym.
You know? We got to rest too, because I heard that like a good part of your mass, like the muscle building, is in the sleeping time. Is when you sleep. That's when your muscles grow.
So
I don't really care about building
putting on that shit. Yeah, I don't either. I just want to like be like strong, like have a strong core. I guess like that's the main thing, like a strong core.
Well, that's strength training, like.
You know,
to be honest, the way I came up with all this is I was watching like YouTube videos on Jailhouse.
Those guys don't have shit. Look how built they get.
They just do burpees all fucking day, dude.
That's push-ups.
They're ripped.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking huge. I was just gonna like, probably work out for like just to start up, get back in there like 30 minutes a day. Probably like at night, like 9 to 9:30. Then work on my comic from like 9:30 to 12.
Well, the strange thing is.
People are like overwork themselves early and lifting a lot of times. Like you have those guys, because your first like week or two, like if you get into it, you're going to be a little sore just because like you're.
Oh, dude, it's not so bad.
Definitely.
Yeah, no.
But people, you realize once you get past that, and as long as you're not like over,
it's easy sailing.
Yeah. Because like there's days. All right, I obviously will go for work. I'm like, I don't fucking like doing this, but I'll drag myself in there, and I'll get like just kind of just slowly get into it. Like, all right, I'm good for the day.
The strange thing about the guys that are showing you how to do jailhouse workouts is that they're like, don't overwork yourself too much, because when you're trying to get another prisoner bent over, you want to have that extra strength to kind of just plow right into it.
Take over. They got you.
You're like, no.
Oh man, it's funny. Yeah, totally, man.
You can team up with Chris Evans. He's been trying to get back into the gym.
Well, shit, dude, I've never even gone to the gym. Like I've gone to gyms before, but like, dude, I haven't worked out since high school. I was in weight training and shit like that, but I've just been doing work at work, but it's not the same like type of work that's constant like as a workout. You know what I mean?
It's
like
not aerobic.
Yeah. I walk 9 miles a day on my job, but it's not a fucking.
What do
workout.
you do? What do you do for?
Well, right now it's I was working meat and seafood for 16 years at the grocery.
I thought you're not doing that anymore.
No, now I'm doing something a little.
Oh, we cut out.
I think he froze. Did he froze?
No, we're not allowed to know the secret. The world's not supposed to know.
Shane, I think you're. Can you hear? I don't think I can hear you. Like,
who cut out, me or Matt?
Shane, are you talking right now? I don't.
I could hear you. Oh yeah, you're messing around. That was a good one.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, am I the one?
You know what's weird? You know what's weird?
Goes.
Right before you did that, Preston, I swear to God, all three of my screens were fucking rotating. So
Get out of here!
I swear to God. Crazy. Yeah, so I thought you were like doing it. I'm like, that's cool. I'm gonna roll with it anyway. But like, yeah, he's doing it. That's cool, man.
I'm not techie enough to be able to do that.
Nah, I'm not. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm still
learning. Man, I'm with people like, I think I can do the guest thing. I can bullshit for fucking hours, man.
Yeah.
About anything. You want to talk Star Wars, horror. I'm good at it. But as far as setting these damn like shows up, I suck at it. I have realized like,
oh, me too, man.
Maybe I just don't have a knack for it.
I just love having people on, like talking about their books. You know, I love bringing on artists and like picking their fucking brain and like learning their ideas and stealing them. Hopefully it can I can retrofit it into my style and my schedule. I love bringing my homies on too and helping them promote their books like you. And it builds my channel too. Like I'll get new subscribers and shit like that. So, and I'm having fun doing it.
Yeah, that's now for you guys. Well, Preston, I know you've done like several campaigns at this point too, and you've done
not in a while. Like
right?
I don't know if I want to do any more campaigns, to be honest. Like
anything,
I team up with somebody who does it and let them handle it. You
know?
Yeah, because it's a headache, dude. Like I just want to draw. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have that fucking that force to run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a full-time job. You know, and
it's a commitment. Yeah.
Oh no, you get like a huge payout at the end, but it's just like, dude, the work that has to go, and then you're not creating anything during that time. Like
it's hard, dude.
Film it, and dude, being ADD and dyslexic, I mean, dude, it's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
It's a nightmare.
Like I got to check addresses like 3 or 4 times. All right, did I put the right one down? Is this going to the right place?
Me too. I check it like 3 times. I'm like, fuck, you know.
Exactly.
And
always
paranoid about it.
Since you've run 2 now, Matt, do you think you learned anything through like your first and second campaign, going into your third? Like,
don't do anymore. Dude.
That's fuck yeah. Preston's like, I learned just not to fucking do it.
Yeah, I learned a lot, dude. I know like next campaign, I'm not going to do as many like stretch goals. I'm not going to do a bunch of extras.
See, I actually didn't do any stretch goals. I know like people were like, you don't have any stretch goals. I'm like, well, I'm already advertising as a complete product. If I did a stretch goal, then I wouldn't get the book out in October, right?
I'll have
stretch goals. So,
yeah.
Now, if I say it's easier for bigger campaigns, like people that's been around, like they can probably make some stretch goals within the 2-month period that you have to fund these. But for me, I'm like, I rather. It's such a weird community because sometimes
I'll do it,
give
but
you
it's
everything.
Yeah, I'll do it. I noticed a lot of people don't really give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? They just want like a good fucking book. You know, like
exactly.
I think at this point that's what people want. You see it a lot online. People's like, "Where's my book? Why isn't this late?" I'm like, they don't care about the stretch goals as much. That's more the creator, just like, hey, it's almost like you see the formula, but like doesn't mean the formula is always right when you see these creators like.
One thing I did learn is I put out 6 alternate covers on Doc Salem.
Oh, Doc, you did a lot.
Biggest fucking mistake
I've never done the alternate covers, but that's something I'd like to do. You know what I mean? Like I think 3 is a good number. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
I want to get like I want to do a cover because it's my character, my book, and I love to draw it, and people know it's me, and I'm putting it out. You know?
No, I think it's cool to have alternates, just not 6.
Yeah, and even like 1 or 2 is dope, or 3. I think 3 is my number. Like I just love 3.
Yeah, that's
multiple drawing, creating, story writing, fucking 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good number. I want to do less. I am going to do stretch goals. I'm going to have less extra shit on there because it just seems like whatever. And then I want to just take the money that I make and I want to fucking put it towards the next book.
Exactly.
That's pretty much where I was at with this one. I was like, all right, if I have a complete book, I can, one, I'm showing the backers that it's done. Here it's finished. I don't have any excuses of not saying like, because I know crowdfunding is supposed. It's really weird in this community it depends on how you are as a backer. Some people like, the creators sometimes they need it to actually do the whole book. That's understandable. I just try to put myself in my own little budget, but I want to be able to be like, all right, I got the book, and I just want funds to be able to show you that okay, if I get these funds, I can hire my artist to go into the second book. That way, once you get this book and you read it, you can be like, is there going to be a second one? And I can be like, well, yes, I already got the artist. I just want to show, forward progress. That's all I really wanted the fundings for the most part. That way I don't have to keep digging too far into my own pockets.
Like ideally it's like you want to put some money up, but at the end of the day, like it'd be cool, I mean, to have it just funded and break even, you know what I mean? Or just spend a little bit,
because you're still building an audience, you're always just hoping like, okay, if they like the first one, maybe the second one will produce more funding, and then I can use more funding towards where it's not coming out of my pocket. That's just how business fucking is. Anybody knows
business.
I want to run a comic book shop. That's how business is. I
think the narrative got thrown a little bit in the beginning because everybody was hate backing. Because it was politically whatever, and it didn't matter what you put out. If it had CG on it, people backed it. So everybody thought they had the greatest thing ever. Yeah, and when they put out,
exactly. Fucking and like now I'm only gonna do black and white. You know what I mean? Because like I could color my shit. You know, my colors could get better and better, and I could study that. But I don't got time for that. I feel like my time on this earth is limited, and I got stories I really want to fucking tell, and I have IPs. I have like 10 different IPs I really want to do, and I really want to tell these stories. So I'm gonna like draw them, and I'm gonna fucking ink them, and then I'm not gonna pay a colorist $5,000 to do the book when I'm asking for $3,000. You know, and I'd rather pay an editor and a letterer, if anything, and a proofer. You know what I mean? And I really like black and white now. Like it's just really grown on me.
I've always liked black and white. I like it when you go ahead and put a lot of shading in there.
All the fucking tonings you could do. There's so many. There's billions of things you could do with.
Well, some of it gets lost with coloring. You know, like
oh, dude.
Plus, I'm super hard on colors, dude, because you know they have this thing where they do.
Yeah.
Well, they do like the first couple of pages, and it looks fantastic, and then once they know they got it locked up, it's like garbage for the. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then it's like they like a lot of colors. They literally just fucking paint over your inks. So it's like like I love Ollie, what he does with your work, dude. Like him and Spicer, like those are my two favorite colorists right now. Spicer does like Murder Falcon, and he's working with Adam on fucking Kill Journal and shit like that, because they preserve the inks a lot.
On 3 Nights 4 Days was incredible.
And I loved what he doing there, and he preserves your fucking pencils. So that's the type of coloring I like, or just straight, you know, black and white. And I think that'll help a lot, you know. And hopefully I could do like one book a year, dude. You know what I mean? Like maybe 150-page book a year, where it's just one solid story, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then just have you know, just a little bit, you know. So Jim Cox,
that's also true.
Smart. Yep, that's true.
There's some that don't put enough detail, and then the colors can kind of come through and
like
put the right shadowing in and details to make a plain drawing just pop.
True. Like
it's true.
100%. And like the less detail you add, they can come in and just paint over that motherfucker, you know, get some 3D models. Trace the motherfucker up, pay the colorist like $5,000 and have them go in there, and boom, your shit's pimped out. As long as you got a good story and everything, you know.
I'm a story-driven guy. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird in this community too, because you have people have different tastes and different perspectives of how you see this stuff. Like I'll talk to an artist, and they're so focused on the art part, and I enjoy a good artist. Don't get me wrong, but I've also read books. Like maybe the art's not my favorite, but I'm so I like the story that I will get the next one because I want to know what the fuck happens. I'm invested in this character.
I'll be straight with you, like fucking Doc Alpha, that first book that Lick put out. I didn't really like the artwork on it, but when I got the book in, like the story was so good, like the artwork never bothered me at all.
There's a bunch of books like that.
It was that way with mainstream comics when I collected, you know, like not every, they had so many different artists throughout the year. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm like, okay, I didn't really care for the art, but like the story that was going on.
So good. Yeah, I've had artists like that where like I fucking hated the art, but the story was so good that I eventually started liking the art. Like another one of them is what's it called? Headlopper. I fucking hated that art, but I started liking it in the way he told the story. Real simplistic, like Mignola style, you know, mixed with Robert E. Howard. And it was just real creative the way he did it. And he was doing it all by himself. I just thought it was dope. And I actually liked the art for that, but it's real like, you know, just real basic, dude, you know. But it's cool. And I really admire people that are doing good books and they're doing it all by themselves. You know what I mean?
It's like I said, like, you know, we know like it's a lot of work doing everything, especially if you're literally doing everything. Like if you're doing the coloring.
I think those people penciling. Like have no kids, no wife.
Yeah. But, oh man.
Well, that's another thing. People, now I'm not coming with excuses, but you know, it's another thing that comes into effect as being an indie guy when this isn't like your full-time job. You know, we have family lives and stuff like that, and you get the pressure. You get the pressure of like getting the shit done. You get the pressure of home life. You know, a lot of stuff goes into making a comic. Other than it's not as simple as it's almost like when like almost everybody probably had this dream of some sort. Like you pick up a guitar and you start your little garage band, and people's like already thinking, You're already thinking, the big stage. There's a lot of shit to get there. Comics is the same way. It's not as easy as just hiring an artist or and getting it printed. It's a lot of
you
got
to hire the artist. You got to keep them like motivated and keep them working and not paying too much.
Yeah. And you got to find that balance. Again, I'm not one of those people. I see like artists and writers take to Twitter, and then they're fighting and bashing heads because like I hired this guy to make a piece, and they're like this. I am not one of those people that go on and say this person was late. It's crazy like seeing like that shit coming to.
Oh, like when people are blasting other motherfuckers online and shit.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to do that. I hate to say this, but sometimes
I'm one of them motherfuckers.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Let me put it this way: like they had a guitar company, right? And I decided, it'd be cool. Like for my other channel, I'm just going to order a guitar kit and build the guitar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been watching.
So I did.
That's dope.
And they said, okay, look, because I wanted a custom kit. I didn't want anything like they had in their website. So I told them, I said, look, I need a custom kit. They're like, sure. It'll be 35 days from the day you pay us. And I'm like, okay. 4 months go by. Saying?
Horrible.
So finally, and they keep telling me, oh, well, we're working, we're trying to give you the best quality ever. I was like, yeah, that's good after the first month or two, but so after that, every time they put an ad out on Facebook, I blasted them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, these motherfuckers didn't do this. They charged me full price. Dude, that kit's been mailed out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Yeah, I was more talking about like art, like hiring writers and artists, kind of like in our scene or whatever in our network. That type.
Well, you also got to look at Shinobi Sasquatch. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude got paid full everything up front plus profit sharing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many pages did he get done out of the 80-page book? Like
I don't think I'm ever going to see that
before he started taking on other jobs. You know what I'm saying? For other people, like he was getting paid by them too.
Yeah, because it is one of those things that it's kind of scary for like the creator. Again, though, it's one of those things like we got to be careful in this scene. Like you got to watch out for them buses that can hit you. But you got to look at the reality of it too. Is okay if this artist isn't producing and how do I move past this quickly? Yeah,
you got to like think
now again
critical.
How do you move past it when you already gave him $20,000?
Well, exactly. But my thing is, I look at this way. I got to look as a consumer, though. Yes, me and you and Matt can look at it from that perspective. But say I'm just a typical backer. Now you're kind of in the hot seat, like, oh shit, will people back my second book? There's so much controversy that came up with this. Like, how do I? I mean, I wouldn't know how to deal with that. Like
honestly, I mean,
it's like, would I back a second one? I don't know.
That's pretty much like career suicide right there too. It's like not delivering. Career suicide. Like to go ahead and put a book out there and then you never fulfill. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like I say, hopefully we get that book at some point. Again, like maybe you gotta be careful. Like I
heard Graves is gonna finish it. Is that right?
Yeah, good choice, by the way.
Actually. Yeah, he'll be good fit for that. I was saying, like
like you say, don't throw a bunch of money at an artist before the work.
Don't pay him up front. That's all I'm saying. I don't take money up front because, and I hate it when people break my rules as far as like paying me. Because it keeps you honest,
keeps you motivated too, dude.
Exactly, because I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
If I'm not, like you said, I don't feel like doing it today.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I want to keep the lights on, I'm gonna get those fucking pages done. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Like as a artist, I mean, like I say, I'm not trying to throw anybody on the bus, so I just use myself as an example. Like if Swarm, if all of a sudden I only had like half of it done, and then some bad blood came between me and the artist or the colorist or whatever, and it holds me up for more than
like you slept with his wife.
Yeah, I slept with his wife, and now he's not going to color for me anymore. We can come up with all the details or who's to blame, but at the end of the day, you set up a comic that has a funding goal, has a deadline, and if you don't make it, you're in danger of your second campaign not doing as well because now people's kind of getting that doubt of like, well, there's so much that happened in this first one. I wouldn't say they won't back it,
Yeah,
no, they won't back it.
They might.
Chances are they won't.
They'll wait till it's in demand. They're like, all right, it's in demand, or or not
from a personal
maybe
perspective. Like if I back a book and they don't fulfill, I'm not backing that fucking book again. You know what I'm saying? If they put out something else, I'm just not doing it. You know?
Yeah. No, I'm like, and there's a lot of like stuff to. There's a lot of other stuff people could go buy, dude. You know what I mean? It's and that. Exactly. I mean, now there's no excuse. Like we've been here now for a few years, so like we have to have our shit ready. You know, that's why like me, I'm not fucking around.
There's no more learning curve.
I want my shit to fucking be ready. If I launch it,
my first year into like the indie comic book thing, I just watched. You know, I watched what people were doing. I watched their campaigns. I watched dude. You know, their streams and what worked, what didn't work.
Totally.
I mean, it will change. It'll keep changes.
Yeah.
But some of it I feel is just kind of common sense 101 on some things. I see people kind of fall on. I'm like, how the fuck did they fuck that up? I don't know. But I don't know. I guess maybe the goal or the road is different for everybody, maybe, but
what everybody wants. Like for me, I'd love to just have like a publishing house where I get to work on my own comics and draw a little bit of it, you know, and I'd be involved in it some port, you know, as a writer and as an artist, you know, but have it as a business, dude. You know what I mean? That's people can rely on, and I could do that full time. That's what I want to fucking do. I don't want to.
I want that too, but I want to work with a bunch of different people too.
I want to do that too. You know,
the fun is working with different writers and creators.
Different writers, different artists. I want to draw shit. I want to write shit. I want to fucking, you know. Obviously, you can't. And if your shit's actually working, you're not going to be able to do all that shit.
Well, I think that's what I was getting at with some of that. When we talk about like now again, I can't say much about the Sasquatch book because, like I say, that was a big number. That was a lot of money that guy was dealing with that particular artist. But for me personally, like with my stuff, like I think that's if you're going to get, I guess this is advice for if you're going to get into this, don't rush some stuff. Make sure you're setting up proper contracts. Don't like Preston said, you know, learn. Don't pay everything up front. And you got to have a drive for each time you're doing a campaign because you got to go into knowing or thinking something's probably going to come up.
Yeah,
you got to fight through it and come up with not strategy, but solving the problem. You got to find a way to solve the problem in a manly,
and plenty of time
because
you know
that's not just for the guys who are out there like who own the IP either. I mean, I'm talking about like the guys who are out there like looking for work. Like keep yourself safe.
There's a lot of people out there. You know? Like there's a lot of good talent. Like when people's like, well, I can't find, like you can find somebody. There's a lot of talent out there. I think.
Yeah. No, there is. And there's a lot. Like
it's one of those points where like you don't want to turn down work, but you can only have so many people on a project.
Shit. Yeah. At some point, you got to start turning down work.
Yeah.
And if you need help, like finding artists, just hit up some writers, dude. Because like especially in CG and like adjacent fucking networks, indie or whatever, you know, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Hit up the writers. They always have connections with artists. I've noticed, you know.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Like Timothy said, somebody did create Poop Man. I did see that on Fund My Comics or whatever. I'm like, what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a comic Poop Man. It's out there.
You got to be shitting me. No pun intended, or poop intended. I mean,
I'm not bashing the creator, but it's a fucking weird one.
No, that's weird.
If it can sell anything, can I guess
anything? It could be the shit. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But hey, man,
it reminds me of that movie Dogma.
Oh, Dogma. Oh yeah, with the big shit monster.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It's a good movie, dude. Thanks for coming on, Shane, man. I'd love talking with you, man. I'd love to have you on again for the next book. Hopefully, sooner than later.
Yeah, like I said, I'm like you. I want to make sure I'm doing at least a book a year.
A book a year is this year was goal, dude. You know, it's a solid number, dude. You know, for someone to do one book a year. You know,
well, I mean, realistically, that's because like I say, people think they can pump out 3-4 books a year, and it can be.
It's gonna catch up with you. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Because you might be.
3 books a year is a lot.
Yeah. You never know if something might come up with your colorist or the artist or something.
I've seen
like,
it, dude.
oh shit.
Yeah, The only one that's kind of doing it, like kind of doing it a little bit, is fucking your boy Zach, and that's it. And even he has trouble, a lot of trouble, you know. And he's just writing the motherfuckers, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but he's got enough money to burn on that too. Like he's got
enough money to
fuck
burn
you
on.
money. You know?
He's got fuck you money.
Or them other motherfuckers from 656. Motherfuckers, workaholics,
dude. Yeah, they got
Man,
but man,
they be on it.
Yeah, they're on it. Thanks for coming on, man. And where can people find you at, dude?
You can find me on I don't know what do you even call it anymore. I always say Twitter. We're going to call it Twitter. X. Yeah, you can find me on the X
site.
Just about anywhere. Book of Faces. All the normal shit you can find. You can either look up me. You can look up Joe. You'll find King Toad somehow, some way. We'll probably pop up in there.
For Shiesel, man.
Except we got our own like little King Toad website that we've been building.
I gotta get the link for that. Put that in the. Go back and re-add it to the stream. I do have the.
Yeah.
Watching at the top of the screen and in the description the link to the campaign for Swarm. Yeah. So you guys go in.
I think once we, Death and Swarm and stuff like that starts hitting hands.
Yeah,
we'll probably explode more on the website side of things. Of like
that's the goal, man. That's where people are going to start going now.
Look at Bancroft is doing it pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean a lot of people are doing it. That's my goal. I have a couple of goals that I want to do for myself, and that's definitely like one of them. I want to have a website eventually where people just go there.
And it's just another. I'm not saying like because I'm a small creator, so it's not like it. I'm still going to rely on the Indiegogos and stuff to get the comic to where it needs to be.
There's different audiences on there, dude. There's different audiences on Kickstarter. You know, there's not different audiences on Kickstarter. They're all over the fucking place. There's different audiences. I'll argue with anybody. I mean, I don't want to. It's fucking annoying, but there is different audiences on Kickstarter. There's different audiences on Indiegogo. There's different audiences on Fund My Comic. There's different audience on fucking Zoop. There fucking is. I'm just telling you.
We're doing I did forget to mention this because Joe hasn't sent me I couldn't show anything off, but we're doing a Halloween print special.
Nice.
And I believe Joe's going to kick that off on Kickstarter. I don't think we're going to do Indiegogo on that one. But it's a collection of Halloween pinups.
That's dope.
We're doing. So it's just a small project. So it's nothing that people's going to wait on. It's another thing we're just going to have for the holidays.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't remember how many pinup girls we have.
You said girls, pinup girls? Yeah, you're gonna do good. That's what.
It's Joe's art. It's Joe's.
Yeah, floppies and titties. You're good for. That's great for Kickstarter. You know.
Yeah,
that and like big IPs. So
that's gonna be
kind of known people. Up. You're good.
Yeah, so that's gonna be popping up here in the next week. I think he's actually wanting to launch it like by next week. So I have to throw a trailer together for it. Again, it's not a comic. I don't want people to think like, "Oh, I got another King Toad product."
Yeah, hit me up. Maybe we can come back on here like when you're comfortable, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be sending me the pinup file.
Joe wants to come on too. That's he can talk about it a bit too and stuff if he wants.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so we got that coming up, and what's that? Oh, Etsy. I do have an Etsy store. That's where I've been actually still moving the Mothman off that.
Damn. That's dope.
I'm happy about that. It's always exciting every time. Like,
dude.
I'm so focused on Swarm, and I'm getting it funded and all that. Then I'll come home and I have a sell on Etsy, and I'm like, yes, I'm still loving my Mothman. Fuck yeah. It's still
dude. It's so dope. Oh yeah. And Preston, Doc Salem, Taker of Souls. Where can people find you at?
Twitter, X.
Twitter. The X.
Nikki the Pipe.
So go there.
And we're doing a show on Monday. Me and Matt. We're doing a metal show on the art, the album art of like the old bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. Yeah. And it's going to be at 12 midnight. Like I don't know if you guys had it, but when I was growing up, they had like they never played metal on the radio, right? So they had this one show and it was called the Metal Shop at 12 o'clock midnight, and they just played all kinds of shit like death metal, like just progressive everything, right?
That's dope.
So yeah, it's going to be at 12 midnight, and we never plan that. Matt just can't get away until 12 midnight. So
yep.
So it's just perfect.
Break him out. No.
So we'll be posting a link on that.
Hell yeah! I haven't seen you on any streams here lately, so it's kind of cool seeing you.
I'm trying to get back into it. Like it's rough, dude. Like I took on way too much work, and with me, I don't like if you pay me, that's a contract. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I can't get out.
It's more important than the show sometime.
Yeah. So I had and that with the Wesley Snipes stuff. So everything.
Oh yeah, shit. Forgot about that.
And every time, I mean, if Adam says I need a cover, I'll drop everything and do that. So anything I might have planned just goes away.
100%.
So how that all work out for you? Like
Testament? I mean, Snipes. Everything like that's over with as far as I know. As far as like
because that was
6 issues of the Exile,
Adam, right?
Yeah, it's over with. But I'm doing covers for Massive Entertainment now. That's Whatnot. Like,
but it helped you. It helped you kind of get to a next level.
Yeah. So it was good. Right now I'm getting my chops on painting. Testament.
That's sick, dude.
And I'm kind of like getting back into it a little bit, like painting pages. And trying to get my speed up because I want to do that for non-devils if possible. If I can't do it for non-devils, then I'm just going to have to like either do it in black and white or higher colors. I'm thinking like because I love anime and manga, and a lot of that shit's in black and white, dude.
Yeah, totally, dude. And your shit's dope in black and white on Tales of Novaterra. I haven't read it.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking about just doing it all.
Fucking dope, dog.
Yeah, just painting it in grays and just letting it go at that. Yeah. Or like I've seen other people do where they'll put just red as a second color, in there. And just like the whole thing go like that.
Some blood here and there.
I don't know, dude. Like, hell, I might even get Matt to help me on some shit. It could be badass. He's got the time. Everybody's in demand nowadays, so it's kind of rough. But,
hell yeah. Well, thanks guys for coming. Definitely one of the best shows ever. It was cool hanging out with you guys. And definitely I'll see you on Monday, Preston and Shane. Hopefully see you sooner. And
sooner than later, eh?
Oh, for sure, man. And as always, folks, thanks for watching. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.